So, hi, thank you everyone for joining my session today. I met some of you guys yesterday during our icebreaker session, so nice to see some familiar faces here. As I mentioned yesterday already, I'm unfortunately not part anymore of the competitive insights function at SAP. But since the topic was so interesting and I worked for a long time in that specific team, I thought I'd just take the chance to present in front of you. Also, a lot of my colleagues mentioned that this event is amazing. I should come here. I will meet a lot of great people, and actually that is what has happened yesterday, but it's also what is happening today. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit what we at SAP are doing in our CMI function. So CMI stands for Customer Competitive and Market Insights, and our CMI team actually includes 4 different pillars of insights that we provide to our employees. So on the one side, we provide market insights, which a lot of you are probably doing, right? And for that, we had created a model, which is called the CMI market model. We basically assess every year the total addressable market for SAP. We calculate the market growth. We do a market share analysis and also provide insights on macro trends and macro market trends. The next pillar includes competitive insights. Competitive insights include basically everything on sales battle cards, then insights on our competitors' earnings, their M&A activities. We also provide deal support and offer win rooms, so to basically equip our sales colleagues or the field with the right knowledge to be successful in the market. And we also provide a win-loss program. So I mean, our sales colleagues, whenever they are able to close a deal, or also unfortunately sometimes lose a deal, they provide us back data, and we know basically why they have won or why they have lost, and can use the data to continuously improve our sales journeys and cycles. Then the third pillar is on account insights. Account insights actually includes everything that we need to know on our customers. So we are able to create target account lists, identify the right ones to invite to our different events. It is basically the engine for everything on demand generation. We also drive competitive campaigns with our account insights platform, and also offer assistance or models for renewals which we consider as being at risk. And the fourth pillar includes customer needs and feedback, which includes our AR function and also our customer experience function. So on the one side, the engagement with the different analyst houses, and also on the other side, capturing every kind of customer feedback, if it was done via NPS surveys, customer loyalty surveys, or overall when customers share feedback through webinars, through tickets that they open when basically something is not working, and that helps us really to understand what is currently moving the customer, what are the pain points, and how we can help them. And all those 4 pillars in the CMI team actually are part of corporate strategy, so we are part of our corporate strategy organization. But overall, I would say that next to providing insights to SAP strategy and vision, and also to decisions that our board needs to take, we serve those 4 different persona in the company. So on the one side, we have the sales colleagues, the account executives that need all those information to be successful. Then we have the customer success colleagues who do pre-sales and post-sales, who really try to understand customer needs and basically work towards kind of fulfilling those. Then we have the marketing function, driving successful campaigns, and also the product managers who need to know, okay, what is not working with our products, how can we improve them? And in today's session, I would like to concentrate on one specific persona, which is our account executive, so someone out of the sales function. And I would like to show you how we have implemented AI functionalities into our different insights to make basically this colleague super successful, super efficient, and also to kind of impose less repetitive work on my end, because me, as being kind of the analyst, I need to obviously equip this colleague with the right knowledge and insights, but I want to kind of make this person more independent, and also kind of enable him or her to get the data and insights that they need. So again, this topic of democratizing insights and data. So let's check it out. Let's meet Mike. Mike is the account executive for the Candy Corp. So Candy Corp is a company selling chocolate, obviously. And Mike has already identified Candy Corp as being the high potential account that he wants to target, right? And Mike knows now, okay, he wants to go after Candy Corp, but he needs data on identifying what is like kind of moving currently the account. And he also wants to check, does this account already have SAP software implemented? And if they do not leverage SAP data, which other software solution do they actually use right now? So in order to like kind of understand the account, Mike would have gone to our customer insights pillar, right? The one that I was just describing earlier. And in that customer insights pillar, we had a platform, or we still have a platform, which is called Crystal Ball. And the platform actually includes a lot of different data sources. So on the one side, internal data with everything that we have available on the customer, if it is contract data, revenue, and so on, what they have visited on our very own SAP homepages. But then also on top of that, we buy in external data to kind of have like this 360 view on the customer itself. But for Mike as an AE to get to this platform, check out all the different data sources to make sense out of the models that this platform basically generates. So if it is an at-risk model, a sales priority score, a super score, a customer journey analysis, that is basically just too time sensitive for him. And often what we have experienced is that colleagues out of the field neglect those insights because, I mean, they would need to go there, they would need to have like the expert knowledge to really understand it. And in order to still equip them with the right insights, we have introduced basically AI features on top of that platform. One of them is a sales pitch. So basically Mike can like generate with a click and 15 seconds a pitch that he can use to like go to the customer. And the sales pitch, it basically describes why this certain product would be the next fitting one, why the customer would need it, what kind of the overall customer journey was up until now. Then on top of the sales pitch, Mike can also generate an account GPT. So not only a sales pitch for one specific product line, but like an overall overview on that account with like 3 next steps that he can take. Also again with like product recommendations, but also enabling him to know, hey, is there a product line at risk? What can I do here? How do I need to like kind of start the overall conversation with that customer? And if he still needs more information, or if he has like other colleagues that are accompanying him to this customer engagement, then he can also like generate an AE briefing, so an account executive briefing, which is like a short PDF. You also get it with a click, and he has like everything that he needs to know about that customer just at the tip of his fingertips, and he can just like go ahead and reach out to that customer. Currently, we have those AI embedded functionalities available for around 1.4 million accounts. So SAP's customer base, as you all know, right, is super big, and we have also a set of lookalike customers in that platform. So next to our normal CRM customers, so everything that we have in our customer bases, we are also tracking accounts that could be potential customers, and for those, we also prepare those insights. Yeah, it really helps you to identify easily white spaces and what to sell next. So Mike has now really all the things that he needs to understand the account and go after it. Okay, so let's see what Mike needs to do as next step. So Mike wants to know now how satisfied this account is with SAP. And I mean, we all know it is easier to sell to a satisfied customer, right? Someone who has like a great perception of the company itself. So he wants to check out all the feedback that this account has given to SAP and check out the overall satisfaction score. And for that, we also have generated again an AI tool, which is called Customer GPT. So earlier, there was like no real data repository for all the survey-related information. So basically, right, our customers have given us feedback, but all this feedback was stored somewhere in silos, an Excel sheet there, a database here, and now with Customer GPT, we have like one consolidated view of all the customer feedback that we have received, and basically have one source for all those multiple surveys. And as you also know, it's kind of difficult to make sense out of open text responses. But with Customer GPT and the large language model, which is basically integrated them, it's really easy to identify if it is like a negative or like a positive comment, and it really helps you to understand what the overall satisfaction of that account is towards SAP. So on the one side, you can use Customer GPT to get an overall assessment of our customers, which would be like the second tab with the customer voice, or you can really drill down into your specific account, type in your account name, and you get like basically all the feedback that employees of that account have shared with SAP, and can check it out to really know what like currently the pain points of the customer are. So overall, Customer GPT is basically a virtual customer that you can ask questions 24/7, and it's always available for you. So you know really what is like moving the customer, and then on top of that, you have like those detailed customer quotes that really help to understand the overall customer mind. Okay, next. Okay, Mike knows now how satisfied the customer is, but he knows also that the market is super crowded, that there's a lot of competition, and he wants to understand the competitors on that market a little bit better. And for that, Mike would need to actually review sales battle cards. He would need to read through all those third-party reports that we are licensing, and he would also consume internal product marketing documents. But obviously, there is, again, a lot of effort that Mike, as an account executive, has basically not the bandwidth to do, right? And through navigating through those multiple sources and so on, it gets also challenging for Mike to have like an overall story that he can use, or basically an overall assessment of the market to be really competitive and be able to pitch against those competitors. So with Compete GPT, our Compete AI functionality here, Mike is able to really get those competitive insights super quickly. He can just type in, hey, how should SAP position themselves against this and that competitor? And based on all those different battle cards, you get like all the insights to know how to position SAP products. The funny thing about Compete GPT is also it is working like a learning tool, because I mean, obviously, being a chatbot, it offers like a sense of gamification. I mean, all of us are a little bit tired to click through a slide deck, to read another email, to read again another analyst report. But just like asking the chatbot some questions, it gets like kind of really interesting to understand like the overall market, understand also like the strengths and weaknesses of our competitors, and it really helps Mike to be like more productive, because he gets like everything that he needs to know about SAP strength as well. So yeah. Now we have done everything on the competitive side. So as final step, Mike thinks, hey, it's kind of easier when you go to the customer and I have like success stories to share. So are there any customer references that I can use to kind of build like this great story that I would like to tell my customer? And Mike is now looking for SAP references where basically customers share their success stories with SAP. And again, here we didn't have like anything like a customer reference platform or anything, but we created now basically on all those customer references a platform that is really easy to ask a question to. So Mike has now access to like more than 6,000 customer references. He can identify a reference in the specific industry, region, and so on that he's looking into. And also the great thing is, I mean, you all know how it is with customer references. There are certain customers who basically say, hey, you can go ahead and use me in any kind of public advertisement that you have. I'm like a super happy customer and I would like to be referenced everywhere. But there are also customers who say, hey, it's fine to use me as a success story internally, but I don't want to be like a public reference customer. And these different levels of engagement are also now captured, which was also something that we didn't have before. So again, with customer reference, or reference GPT, how we call it, Mike has rapid access to those relevant customer references, and he can build an overall really compelling story to tell the customer and basically kind of convince them that they will be successful with SAP. Just checking the time. Okay, I think this looks great. So overall, I mean, we watched now how Mike was super successful through his sales cycle and journey. He was really, I mean, there was no need of Mike to reach out to me as being like the CMI analyst, right? He got like all the insights in maybe 15 to 30 minutes. He did everything in a self-service manner. All the insights that he kind of captured or that were given to him as a result of the prompts that he entered, they fulfill like our highest data standards, because we as basically the experts and analysts were feeding those platforms with the right knowledge. So overall, Mike is now super independent. Mike can basically work in this self-service manner without me providing him often like those repetitive questions that a lot of like sales colleagues are asking me on a daily basis. So overall, to show you basically where we are now with those different AI tools, I mean, I mentioned in the beginning the 4 different pillars that we as a CMI function are serving. And you see that on the one side, we have like those intelligence on our Crystal Ball platform, right? So everything like customer related. Then I was also sharing insights on Compete GPT, so everything like competitive insights related. We have now something on the customer itself. Then reference GPT for the references, and we are also working right now on an analyst relation GPT, so AR GPT. And all of that, as you probably would correctly now ask, is, okay, now you have generated, again, so many different AI tools and platforms, so it's, again, everything is kind of stored somewhere else, but no, all of them are accessible via one big platform. So they basically know they go to the CMI page, they can click through those different tools, and the overall idea of it is, as you probably also know from like an agentic approach of AI, is to train basically every smaller agent on a specific data set to make it really meaningful and super efficient and kind of to deliver the right results. And when we trained every of those agents in the best way, all of those agents will go basically one day into a bigger agent, so that basically this one bigger agent, which will be then finally SAP's Joule, so also like the Gen AI that we implement into our different products, basically then Joule is in the end able to trigger the smaller agents and get you those results. So probably one day or the other, we just have an application on our phone and I just type in all those questions and basically get directly those answers. Okay, I'm nearly done, but I just wanted to quickly summarize the key takeaways of this session. I mean, as we all work in teams that are driven by innovation, we should really not be afraid of those new technologies and that things are changing, because innovation always means disruption. And I know that it is kind of difficult for all of us to like kind of get rid of those processes and the way how we have been working throughout the last years. But I think implementing those AI tools will only help us to work in the long term on projects that are more interesting, that are maybe really more, or are including actually more like this research part of our work that sometimes is like kind of put behind because we just have to fulfill those repetitive questions and need to basically reproduce content that they can easily just pull from AI tools as the ones that I just have shown you earlier. And overall, I mean, as the overall session's title is the democratization of insights and data, you also have seen now with the example of Mike, so as this account executive, that for Mike this is really like a full democratization of data and insights, because a lot of those data points that I was mentioning earlier were stored in silos. Mike didn't have access to all of those, but now he can just like get the insights independently, so we enable everyone across our company to get like the right insights whenever they need it. And that's it. So thank you.